G'day guys, Zach and Mega Music here. This is a part 2 on our BOSS Katana series highlighting the new Gen 3 amplifiers and the BOSS Tone Studio software. Today we're going to be going over Metallica's Black Album Tone. And using the BOSS Tone Studio to replicate that tone for us today. Alrighty, so in the BOSS Tone Studio software here, we have the tone booted up and we can see what is being used to recreate the tone. So on the actual Black Album, they use the Mesa Boogie Mark II C Plus amplifiers with a modded Marshall amp and a couple Mesa Boogie preamp and power amps here that they use to kind of boost the tone. So what we've got here, we've got the Katana amplifier set to lead with the variation on, so that's going to give it the nice boost. The lead amplifier is going to replicate that Mesa Boogie sound, so it's actually quite mid-rangey, but it's very warm sounding. That's going to get the tone going with the variation. That's going to give it that push that all heavy metal tones kind of need. And then over here we have the booster. And the booster is going to replicate that modern Marshall amplifier sound with the tube screamer here. So that's going to give it that boost and that mid-range honk that really makes the tone stand out a lot more. In terms of the actual settings themselves, we can see that the gain is at 61, volume at 64, and this is just enough. It's pretty flat, but it's just enough of a boost so that the guitars still have the clarity that they need, because as heavy as the tone is on the album, it also is very, very clear and you can hear every note very precisely. So dialing the gain back, not on full whack, but dialing it back is going to do that job quite nicely. Volume at 64, bass at 66, middle at 48, treble at 56. Pretty standard recording tones there. We got that low end punch there. The bass is a bit more dialed up than the rest of the settings, and that's going to give us the punch that we need. And then the booster settings here we can actually see the actual things in the signal chain here. So if I click the booster, it actually tells me of the settings of the tube screamer itself. So that way we can see that everything is basically set straight on 12 o'clock. So 50 on the effect level and 50 on the solo level. So that's just going to get us the tone that we need. It's going to replicate that Marshall punch that's going to get us straight through. The way that this tone goes about replicating the genuine tone on the album, we've got the lead amplifier with the variation to replicate the Mesa, and then we have the booster here to kind of give it that Marshall punch in that mid-range there. So that's going to make it really stand out. So let's bust out our amplifier and really have a listen to what this thing sounds like. All in all, I think the Katana's done a really good job replicating this tone. A particular highlight would be the mid-range punch that this amplifier really drives home particularly well in order to achieve the Metallica tone. Thank you for tuning into our two-part series on the Katanas. We hope you learned something new about them today.